Welcome back to One Piece Anime Review. This is episode number 54. This one I'm reviewing I can find it here. Here we go. The 841st episode of the One Piece anime, Escape from the Tea Party, Luffy versus Big Mom, and the 908th chapter of the manga, The Reverie begins. Those of you who know this, basically my background, yes, I have changed locations again. Well, I'm back at my old house. Well, for today anyways, because I was asked to mow the lawn over here, which of course I did, and the reason why the sun's in my face because because I have laptop in my old dining room, and the doors are right here to my right. Okay, this particular episode is an adaptation of the pages 14 to 17 of chapter 870, which basically finishes up that chapter, and the 871st chapter, which adapts like 10 pages of that chapter, pages 2 through 11. As I suggest, yes, Luffy gets a chance to fight Big Mom after resistance from his crew. He does get a chance to fight her and goes to fourth gear for the first time since his fight with Cracker. So it's been a pretty good period of time since he last went to fourth gear. That when he fought Cracker, he went to fourth gear twice. This time he just went to fourth gear just for this one episode. Now, there isn't many arcs where he's gone to fourth gear. The first time he did this was during Dressrosa, and he did it twice in that arc. This particular arc, if you're wondering how many times he goes to fourth gear, he goes this particular thing like half a dozen times. I mean, the first time was fight Cracker, and of course you have his fight here with Big Mom, which takes a good majority of the episode. You have the German 66 basically defending Caesar and Benj while trying to get out over the wall and get away from Big Mom because their assassination failed. Anyways, yeah, because assassination failed, so each one of these people get a chance to shine. Renji, who is Sanji's sister, gets knocked down, so Luffy basically, and this is just my opinion anyways, Luffy is going to save her just to repay a favor for her saving his life. So he defends her from Big Mom and a few other of Big Mom's forces. And Luffy does my Katakuri yet. That doesn't happen for another 10 chapters at this point. Yeah, it's not until like chapter 600, 806, 880 when he finally gets a chance to fight Katakuri. So it takes a little while for him to fight Katakuri. And Katakuri does a little bit in this episode. You get a chance to see him fight Judge briefly. And Judge also gets a chance to defend, well, Caesar and Benj while they try to get away. Oh, in case you're wondering, does any of the Straw Hats do anything aside from Luffy? Just Sanji. Sanji's the only one who does anything. He just uses his fiery leg technique to defend his sister, who actually is the only one of his siblings who actually treated him with decent amount of respect when they were younger. Yeah, and the reason why, because, well, his sister's the only one he actually has a good relationship with, unlike his brothers, which he has a terrible relationship with. Yep. So, this was by far a really damn good episode, and I can't wait for next week. And looks like, oh yeah, Luffy finished up. He ran out of time when he's using, well, fourth gear, so he cannot move for at least for 10 minutes. So it'll be a little while before he goes back to fourth gear. Now let's talk about the newest chapter of the One Piece manga. Yes. Which is the Reverie. Now, first it starts off with seeing Orbis basically just filling out some paperwork. And this is just Tales of the Supplicate Straw Hat Fleet. This is volume 30. This is the Orbit arc. At 3 o'clock p.m., drafting begins at the thing guide. And then we get a chance to see the princess of the Tatsuru tribe heals up Shaohoshi from the previous chapter, who is there with the Celestial Dragon, who actually is no friend of her mother's. And believe it or not, this is the same Celestial Dragon who actually is sort of a relative of Doflamingo because he's on quitting. Yeah, it's Doflamingo's first name. Yeah, because he basically her mother, the late Orhama, I think her name is, made him human. So that's the reason why he protected her from Saint Charles, who by the way is a big idiot and big buffoon, and he definitely deserves being punched. So he takes full responsibility to protect the princess. Fine, whatever. And it's a pretty good thing. We see Queen Connie, who's been upset over what happened to her son. See Saint Roswald, don't really care about him. And then he was the return of a guy that I personally have not seen since the return of Sabaody arc. Who? Bartholomew Kuma, one of the 7 warlords. Man, it's been a while since I've seen this guy. And apparently, Kuma has become a slave to one of the Celestial Dragons for some reason. Yeah, this is really, really weird. Yeah. As for how in the world he got like this, no idea. I mean, it's great to see the guy, but this guy's a warlord of the sea, and he's a robot, yes, but he's also, apparently he's taken him as a slave for some reason. Maybe it's a replacement for that one slave who was taken during the Sabaody arc, the original one, where a guy about his size was made part of Trafalgar Law's crew. He's a little bit smaller than he is, but it is something to see Kuma. And he's basically all beat up, and he's got swords in him. I mean, okay, where the heck did this guy even find Kuma? I mean, no one has seen Kuma since he protected the Straw Hat ship just after the time skip. This is the first time post-flashback. You've seen a flashback during Return of Sabaody, and man, it had been a while since we've seen him, and he's back here. Okay, we also see Captain of the Bounty Pirates, Julie Bounty, the woman who loves eating food. Yeah, you always see constantly eating, but she's always remarkably thin. Yes, you see her briefly, and then we see Sabo, who was upset about what happened to Kuma. Here's what happened to him. See some of the Revolutionary Army just sitting on the ground waiting to attack the Reverie. See more of the interaction with a lot of the people, and we see this full 2-page spread of the entire Reverie, which I gotta praise Oda for basically doing this. This is a great image of the Reverie. All like 30 kings, all like 30 rulers sitting at this one table. It is so good. Great job, Oda. You did a fantastic job drawing this particular panel. It's very good. And then we see the 5 idiots. That's what I call them anyways. The 5 elder stars. Or at least also referred to as the 5 elders, the 5 elder stars. Basically, they're the rulers of the world. I refer to them as the 5 idiots because of how big of buffoons these 5 are, how much arrogance they are. And these are the same people who revealed in their Slavi flashback with Nico Robin. These are the people who ordered the death of her mentor. Yes, they're the one who ordered his death when he was shot right in front of her. Wow, I really don't like these guys. I can't wait for Luffy to beat the crap out of all 4 of these old men. Now, I have nothing against beating up elderly citizens. I like seeing it, but these 5 people, yeah, you deserve these people. Like, readers would love to see these 5 people get beat up by Luffy. And then we see, like, apparently some bounty, some wanted posters get torn up with a sword through what looks like Sarahoshi, and apparently somebody is sitting on the empty throne. Don't know who that is. And apparently the 5 elder stars are bowing to him, and that's how the chapter ends. It's a good chapter, and gotta give high praise to 2 big things. Like I said, the return of Bartholomew Kuma, that was great to see, and seeing that 2-page spread of the Reverie Council, which is by far a great thing, which finally this arc is moving forward. And we finally get to the thing we wanted to get to see for a Reverie meeting, which is meeting around this gigantic table. This arc at this point has only been going on for about 6 chapters, but I have heard this arc is not going to be very long. I kind of predicted this because we wanted to get back to Straw Hats, And then somehow the editor of the One Piece manga came out and said, "Oh yeah, this arc is gonna end within 10 chapters." This is basically about three or four chapters into this thing, and apparently this thing is going to last about 15 chapters. I'm like, okay, we haven't had an arc that's been this short that I can think of. Probably not since Return of Sabaody. It's been a while since we had an arc that's been this short because all the previous arcs prior to this have been really, really long. I mean, the last two arcs before this, for this particular arc, are the two longest arcs of the entire series. Dressrosa is the longest, with second longest going to Whole Cake. Yeah, so I kind of get the reason why that this particular arc is not going to be very long, and I have heard a rumor that they want to get that the editor wants Oda to get to Wano really quickly, so this arc is not going to last too long. The rumor is that this arc is going to, because it's going to end within 10 chapters, or at least about 15 chapter arc, it's going to end possibly in August. And well, people kind of wanted to see this. People wanted to get to Wano not in August, but probably about October, November-ish. But the thing is, Oda promised the Wano arc last year. That didn't happen. So that's the reason why they're trying to get to the Wano arc really quickly. And some people wanted to see this arc last a little bit longer than it does. Like some people wanted to see this thing want to happen in October because it seems like a good time to have it. But I think the editor of the One Piece manga really wants Oda to finish his arc up by August. That is just my theory anyways. Alright, so that's it for this particular review. Stay tuned. I've got two more reviews planned for today. One is a review of the newest chapter of My Hero Academia, with the manga and anime respectively, and the same thing for the 7 Deadly Sins. Yeah, you get my thoughts on those two things in those two videos. Okay? But until I see you on my next review, bye.